Okay, so let us start with the questions. So let us start from 243. So the Hindu Succession Act 1956. Okay, we've already seen first came the Special Marriage Act 1954, 1955 Hindu Marriage Act, and 1956 Hindu Succession Act. Okay, has failed to reduce the social inequalities among women. Okay, so the religious traditions and customary practices came in conflict with the act. So both statements are true. I mean, the Hindu Succession Act basically says that both have equal right share, I mean equal right in the share of property, etc., etc. But because of the religious traditions and customary practices, most of the time it was not followed. It was in 1956, but recently only people have started sharing property with women also. So you can say both A and R are true. Okay, it has failed to reduce social inequality. Though it was enacted with good intention, initially it has failed to reduce social inequalities among women. Fine. So which of the following statements is or true? Child labor in India is defined as children engaged in economic activities. Okay, and there is a differentiation between children between, I mean, below 14 years and below 18 years. If only if you are above 18, you are an adult. And we have already seen some acts also sometime back, which gave the age of marriage as 21 for the man and 18 for the women. The term child labor, as suggested by ILO, is best defined as work that deprives children of their childhood, their potential, and their dignity, and that is harmful to the physical and mental development. So, let us look at child labor definition by child labor definition by ILO. Let us see. The term child labor is often defined as work that deprives children of their childhood, their potential dignity, and that is harmful, etc., etc. Okay, so this is what ILO is saying. Which of the following is the true? Select the correct answer from the course. So obviously B is correct. Okay, B is definitely correct. Child labor in India is defined as children engaged in economic activities. Let us see. Child labor definition in India. Okay, child labor as participation of child less than 17 years of age. This is according to 2001 in any economically productive activity with or without compensation, wages or profit. So even if you are paying for it, it is not acceptable. Keep that in mind. It is not just unpaid labor. It is, as per this, we are talking about 14th year of age. A child is a person who has not completed his 14th year of age. And the Act prohibits employment of children in 18 occupations, etc., etc. Okay, let us further see what is the definition of a child labor. Deprives children of their dignity, etc. That is as per the ILO. Okay, fine. Age limit for child labor, let us see. 14 years. So as per the law, children under 14 years cannot be employed or permitted to work in any occupation. Okay. However, the restriction will not apply if a child helps his or her family enterprise, which is not a hazardous occupation. So in the morning you go to school, and in the evening, if it is not a hazardous occupation, then you can help in the family. So 14 years is the age limit. That is one thing. Keep that in mind. And 18 years you become an adult. So below 14, any form of employment is child labor. So this answer is wrong. So B is correct. B is correct, and child labor in India is defined as children engaged in economic activities. So you did not mention about any age or anything. So I would say both A and B are correct. Okay, if you mentioned any particular age or anything, then we can further eliminate. But as of now, I would say both A and B are correct. Which of the following is are the types of child labor? Okay, domestic non-monetary work. Anything, whether it is paid or unpaid, if it is below 14 years, it is child labor. It is prohibited. Non-domestic and non-monetary work. Okay, and wage labor. Even if it is wage labor, if it is below 14 years, it is child labor. So all these three come under child labor: domestic, non-monetary, Non-domestic, that is in any industry or anything, and non-monetary, unpaid, just helping also, or wage labor. All these come under child labor. Keep that in mind. So, which of the following is related to non-domestic and non-monetary work? This type of work is usually done by children in rural areas, nothing specific like that. It includes activities like tending of livestock, protecting crops from birds and animals, hunting, etc. So these are not exactly non-domestic, non-monetary. I would say working in an industry, okay, non-domestic, non-monetary activities. Okay, so let us have a look. What is child labor? Includes assisting in a family business or earning pocket money outside school hours. I think that is okay. Other activities of child labor. Let us see. Child labor can be found in nearly every industry, estimated, etc., etc. During the industrial revolution, many all this is fine. What is domestic child labor? Working in full time fine. So exactly there is nothing related to that which we can say. So we can say okay, none of this. Just because it is done in rural areas sir, doesn't mean that it is what is a child labor or protecting crops from birds, animals, hunting. I don't weeding. These are not only they are not hazardous, and I don't think that will come under child labor. Child labor is like working in brick kilns, okay, and working in what is some industry, matchmaking industry. If it is in rural areas, or working in any hotels or anything, small hotels as server boys, etc. All those come under non-domestic, and if it is paid, it is monetary work. If it is unpaid, it is non-monetary. Unpaid means mostly you find this bonded labor issues. Okay, in these brick industries, etc. In rural areas, they're put in that industry, and they're not even allowed to go outside. They're not even paid, and that comes under non-monetary work. So these two do not come. So none of the above is the right answer. So which of the following is related to bonded labor? Okay. Child work as bonded labor. They are pledged by the parents against a debt or loan till the loan with interest is repaid. So this is bonded labor. Okay, they do not get paid. They don't get any salary or anything, and they are given away by the parents. Or if it is an adult, then whatever it is, they are not paid, and usually some debt or something is there, and until that debt is paid off, they are made to work without any salary. That is called bonded labor. So when you say child, it is usually it comes under child labor. Okay, child labor is somewhat different from bonded labor. So I would say he said the B is the only answer. That is fine. You can differentiate between child and bonded labor. Child means under 14 years. Under 14 years, any kind of work comes under child labor. So non-domestic and non-monetary work includes activities like tending to livestock, protecting crops from birds and animals, and weeding, etc. So we have just seen. So he's saying that all these things come under non-domestic and non-monetary work. Okay, okay. So it makes sense. I think either one of this is wrong. If he is saying which of the following is related to non-domestic and non-monetary work, okay, it includes like tending of livestock. So this comes under non-domestic, non-monetary work. Non-domestic because he is not doing it within his home, and non-monetary because he is not getting paid. So in this particular case, you can say which of the following B only. And also, I think this type of work is usually done by children. And I think answer is A and B. This is the answer. Okay, this is wrong. Not none of the above. So try to remember that what is meaning of non-domestic and non-monetary work. Okay, activities like protecting the crops from birds, removing weeds, tending to livestock, etc. They are non-domestic and non-monetary work. Keep that in mind. So according to which article, no child below the age of 14 years shall be employed to work in any factory or mine or engaged in any other hazardous employment. So Article 26, let us see what is Article 26. Article 26 of the Indian Constitution, freedom to manage religious affairs. So this Answer is wrong. Forget about this answer. I would say the article would be 21 is about life and liberty. So not 21, 26, 26, 27, 28, 29. Those four are related to religion. So obviously this is not the answer. And below the age of 14 years. So I would say 23, 24. 23 we've already seen traffic and human trafficking, etc. So I would say Article 24. Okay, Article 24 prohibits the employment of children below the age of 14 years in any factory, mine, etc. So Article 23 and 24 are grouped together. Okay, and Article 23 is about trafficking in human and forced labor, and Article 24 prohibits employment of children below 14 years under factory and everything. So in this particular question, it is answer 2. Okay, this is wrong. This is 2, Article 2, and Article 26, 27, 28, and 29 relate to religion. So Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 prohibits the employment of children below 14 years. We have just seen. Okay, children below 14 years, it is prohibited. Any form of employment is prohibited, and that is because of Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act of 1986. So the right of children to free and compulsory education was passed in the year 2009. So that translates to Article 21A also. Okay, Article 21A of the Constitution. Okay, the Constitution Act 2002 inserted Article 21A to provide free and compulsory education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. And which act is it talking about? Right to Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act. Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act of 2009. Okay. So the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act RTE 2009 is envisaged under Article 21A. Remember, there are two articles majorly for education. One is Article 45, which says that you have to provide education for 0 to 6 years. Every parent to his ward. And RTE, as per Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Right to Education Act, basically, it is from 6 to 14 years. It is the responsibility of the government to provide education to all children. So that is Article 21A and RTE 2009. Okay. So the RTE Act was passed in 2009. Very, very important. Try to remember this. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act was passed in 2009, and it is envisaged in the Article 21A, which is very important. And Article 21 is life and liberty, right to privacy, everything, all those things. The Puttaswamy judgment, etc. Usually, when we talk about those things, they will come in Article 21. And Article 21 is also very important article, and we'll look into that in polity. As per the 10th plan, what are the activities which are taken up under the purview of NCPL? These days, they are not asking about individual plans because Planning Commission is being replaced by Niti Aayog. But just you can say all the above. Provision of vocational training, creating awareness about the harmful effects of child labor on the development of child, ensuring enforcement of child labor laws. Very common knowledge, you can say. National Commission for Protection, okay, NPCI. So Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act was made in 1986. We have seen some time back. Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation was made in 1986, and simultaneously you have to remember Article 24 of the Indian Constitution. Article 24 also prohibits employing children under 14 years to any whether it is hazardous or non-hazardous. You should not have to. So under the rehabilitation of children working in hazardous occupations, children are brought out to work and put in special schools where they are provided with vocational training, nutrition, and health checks. With common sense, you can say all of the above. Okay. Which of the following is not the objective of the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Bill? Okay, proposed by the National Commission on Labor. So, Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Bill we have just seen. Which of the following is not the objective? So all the others are objectives. To ensure that no child would be deprived of future, okay, positive statement. So it's fine. To ensure children do not work in situations where they are exploited. Again, to prohibit child labor in all employments, irrespective of their coverage under the existing act. To tackle the problem of child labor by ensuring universal education. So all these are fine. So if you look at the third statement, in irrespective of their coverage in the existing act, so there are some exceptions, right? You can work after your school hours in family business. We've seen some time back. Okay, after the school hours, there is no bar. You can help with some domestic work in the family. So this is wrong. So Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act was made in 1986. So this is also Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986. Try to remember the date also. It is frequently asked. So which section of the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 defines the term child? So if it is in group 2, you can expect subsections also. So if you can remember, it's fine. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. Section 2, okay, 2 subpart 2 deals with the definition of the term child. So Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 is very important. Try to read in depth about it later. So domestic work was included under hazardous occupation in which of the following years? So in 1986, domestic work was also, it was not included in the hazardous, so it was allowed. In 2006, it was included under the hazardous occupation. Remember that 1986 Act in 2006 it was amended. So which of the following acts work against child labor? Okay, trade union acts is not for child labor. It is for trade unions in factories for lockdowns, etc. That is a different thing. So minimum wages act, or you can okay, minimum wages act, mines act, and factories act. Okay, they all do not allow child labor. Should not factories act is 1984 or 1884. That's also very important. Frequently asked. Factories act 1948. Okay, remember that also. Factories act is 1948. Mines Act also, let us try to remember. Mines Act 1952 and Minimum Wages Act. These are all very important acts when it comes to especially labor, so marginalized sections, etc. Minimum Wages Act is also 1948. Okay, so Minimum Wages Act and Factories Act both are 1948. Try to remember that. Right, Factories Act 1948. So both of them are in 1948 and they do not allow child labor. I think the question is not very clear. Works against child labor, but anyway, question is not very clear. So forget about it. Which of the following is the true according to wage labor? Children work in artisan production, small scale production in trade, manufacturing, and service occupations. Children work as wage laborers in organized and unorganized sectors in rural and urban areas. Which of the following is true according to wage labor? So let us see what it means by wage labor. So wage labor usually refers to as paid work, paid employment, or paid labor. Okay, refers to etc. etc. Minimum Wages Act we have seen 1948. So any form of, okay. So what is the question? Let us see. Which of the following is the true according to wage labor? Children working in artisan production, small scale production in trade, manufacturing, and service occupations. So that cannot be taken as wage labor because children should not be appointed. Children under 14 years should not be appointed. So this does not, it is not considered as wage labor. It is considered as child labor. Children work as again same thing. It is considered as child labor. So none of these can be considered as wage labor. Only adult who is getting paid and going as a laborer is on a daily wage basis. He is considered as wage labor, paid work, paid employment, not for children. Okay. So what are the consequences of child labor? Okay, perpetuation of poverty because the child is not getting education in future. He will not be able to get a proper job, proper employment, proper skills won't be there. So It will help in perpetuation of poverty. So citizens in general are not, no, they are not frustrated because of child labor. Anyway, identify the incorrect statement. A child above 14 years can be employed in a factory if he is certified to be fit to be employed by a medical practitioner. A child below 18 years cannot be employed in a mine. Select the correct answer. So he's saying B is wrong. He's saying that a child below 18 years can be, let us check. Employment age in mines, 18 years. Mines Act, as per the Mines Act 1952, minimum age of a person to be employed in mines is 18 years. Okay, under subsection 1 of 40, etc., etc., no need to remember. But Mines Act 1952 and minimum age to be employed in mines is 18 years. So that is one important point. So a child below 18 years cannot be employed in a mine. So this is correct statement. Identify the incorrect statement. So this is wrong. B is correct. A child above 14 years can be employed in a factory if he is certified to be fit. I don't think it is possible. That is wrong statement. Can a child above 14 be employed in factories? Be employed in factories. Adolescents or children between, so okay, between 14 and 18 are called adolescents. Below 14 children, above 18 are adults. 14 to 18 are called adolescents. They are generally allowed to work except hazardous occupations like mines and inflammable substances, firework factories, etc. And this is list of industries which use hazardous processes is provided under the Factories Act. So we have learned a lot of important things. Okay. So Factories Act 1948, Mines Act 1952, and if you want to work in mines, you have to be above 18 years. And hazardous, you cannot work if you are below 14. But if you are between 14 and 18, you can, as an adolescent, you can work in non-hazardous factories. So if a child above 14 years can be employed in a factory, if it is not about medical practitioner, if that factory is approved as non-hazardous in the Factories Act. So this is wrong. A is wrong. And child below, this is right statement. So he's saying identify the incorrect statement. So option would be A. I hope it is clear. So remember those things. Factories Act 1948, Mines Act 1952, Minimum Wages Act 1948. And if you want to work in mines, you have to be above 18 years. And between 14 to 18, you can work in non-hazardous factories only. So which of the following sociologist has explained the 6 dimensions of communalism? Okay, remember this. TK Women, MN Srinivas, we have seen multiple times. We have noted down. SC Dubey also we have noted down. Just let us see SC Dubey and MN Srinivas what we have noted down. So MN Srinivas books we have noted down, right? See. So MN Srinivas is Mysore Narasimhachar Srinivas. He was Indian sociologist and he is mostly known for his work on caste and caste system, social stratification, Sanskritization, and Westernization. Westernization is following the practices of the West. Sanskritization is following what you say the following upper caste rituals, etc., like stop eating meat and doing puja, etc. So basically, someone who is from the lower caste trying to follow the upper caste rituals so that they also identify themselves as a upper caste, something like that. So that is called Sanskritization. All these words were given by M. S. Srinivas. So these are some of the books he has written. Most importantly, Marriage and Family in Mysore, Religion and Society in Coorgs. So anything related to Coorgs, Mysore, etc. And also Caste in Modern India and other essays. Okay, Social Change in Modern India, etc. Try to remember some of these books. And we have already seen S.C. Dubey. Okay, Shyam Charan Dubey has written the book Indian Village. Okay, and here he is asking about the sociologist that explained about 6 dimensions of communalism. This T.K. Oman. Try to remember 6 dimensions of communalism is T.K. Oman. So, who among the following is not associated with the study of communalism in India? So all the other are associated with communalism. Bipin Chandra, we have seen many of his textbooks. Asghar Ali, engineer. Mushirul Hasan, all they are associated with communalism. So regionalism we have seen only supporting your region and not caring about the interests of other regions. That is regionalism. And because of linguistic attachment, we have seen in many cases, especially in southern India, imposition of Hindi is usually not seen as a good thing because they have a linguistic attachment. That is one form of regionalism. Vested political interests, people, if you look at in Tamil Nadu or other, in general, southern states, they try to bring in this, especially in Tamil Nadu, they have this, we are proud of Tamil, etc. Basically, what they are trying is vested political interests. Next. Religious narrow-mindedness. Which of the following is a factor for development of regionalism? Okay, religious narrow-mindedness is also a reason, but let us just cross-check. Is religious narrow-mindedness cause for regionalism? Okay, the factor for development of regionalism is linguistic attachment, vested political interest, religious narrow-mindedness. What is the root cause of regionalism? Caste, caste may play a role, etc., etc. Linguistic dominance, etc. What causes regionalism? What fine? No, languages, culture, etc., etc. So try to remember these are some of the basic important things. So which of the following states comes under the Krishna river water disputes tribunal? So if you look at river Krishna, okay, you will understand Krishna river basin. Krishna river. Okay, so if you just look at this, just a minute. Krishna river maps with states. Okay. How many states Krishna? Okay. So Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. So this is very important. Okay. What are the states which Krishna River passes through? Maharashtra and Krishna River originates in the, where did we see yesterday? What is-
Mahabaleshwar.
Mahabaleshwar. Mahabaleshwar, Triambak Plateau. Okay. Krishna River originates, origin place, Mahabaleshwar. Okay. Mahabaleshwar, Triambakeshwar Plateau specifically, but Mahabaleshwar Hill. This is very important. Where is originated in Maharashtra and it passes through Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. So obviously, which of the following states comes under the Krishna River? Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka also. Okay, Telangana is also there, right? Krishna River. It's Krishna River tribunal, 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 tribunal states. Let us see. Okay, 2004 as constituted Krishna Water Disputes Tribunal for adjudicating dispute between the states of Maharashtra, Karnataka, and as well Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so Telangana is not there. So this is very important. Under Section 4 of the Interstate River Water Disputes, fine. Okay, Interstate River Water Disputes Act 1956 is also very important. So according to this, Krishna Water Disputes Tribunal has been established and it is having Maharashtra, Karnataka, and erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. So Telangana is not there. Let's see how many states are involved. Okay, so let us study a bit further about this question because which states, etc., etc. So, as per the Act, Telangana is not there, right? See, 2023, 2004. Let us study this because it is important. Okay, central government, etc., etc. Interstate River Water Dispute Act 1956. This is very important. Interstate River Water Disputes Act. Okay, Krishna Water Krishna Water Disputes Tribunal for educating dispute between states of Maharashtra, Karnataka, and as well Andhra Pradesh. Let us see if Telangana is also there somewhere. Okay, see, further the term of tribunal is being extended on a yearly basis, and tribunal is currently hearing the disputes on matters related to newly created state of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. It has been further extended up to 24. A request has been received interstate and river running, etc., etc. States of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So, what do you think? Telangana is also involved, but in the original act, Telangana is not there, right? Krishna River Water Disputal, State of Andhra Pradesh, and additional allocation, actual Andhra Pradesh. So let us look at the question. Which of the following states comes under the Krishna River Water Disputes Tribunal? So actually Telangana is not there. Keep that in mind. Though Telangana is part of the Krishna River Basin, in the original tribunal, in the original Act 2004, Telangana is not there. So A, B, C and only. A, B, C only. Telangana is not there. Keep that in mind, which is very important. So, who is the author of the book Communalism in Modern India, which is Bipan Chandra, which I think most of you are aware of. Communalism in Modern India. Communalism in Modern by Bipan Chandra. Okay. Communalism in Modern India is a book by Bipan Chandra, which is very important. Fine. Let us look at it later. In which state caste-based private armies called as Ranveer Sena were formed? Okay. I don't think it will be asked in APPSC, but let us see. Ranveer Sena. Just briefly, let us see. Not very important for us, but okay. Ranveer Sena, Bihar. Fine. Ranveer Sena is a militia functioning as a landlord group mainly based in state of Bihar. So just you have to be aware that such a thing is happening. That there is a militia group even today in Bihar. Okay. That is maybe that is the reason why it was asked. Anyway, fine. So Ranveer Sena, Bihar. JJ Verma committee is related to the Nirbhaya incident. We have seen some time back. So Ayodhya case, triple talaq. These are also important. Sabarimala case, triple talaq. So let us just look at some of these committees. So Justice Verma committee is Nirbhaya incident. Okay, Nirbhaya incident everyone is aware of. Let us see. Committee for triple talaq. They are all very important topics. Triple talaq has been for the all this. So there isn't a specific committee for Sabarimala temple. High Power Committee chairmanship of Justice Sirijagan. Okay, Sabarimala, there is a committee under Chairman Sirijagan and just Nirbhaya case Justice Verma Committee. This is very important. Verma Committee for the Nirbhaya Committee, and later we have the Criminal Law Amendment of 2013 and also 2018. So consider the following statements. Hindu Marriage Act was enacted in 1995. I think it is wrong, right? 1954, 1950. We have seen Special Marriage Act 1954 and 1955 is Hindu Marriage Act and 1956 is Hindu Succession Act. So Hindu Marriage Act was enacted in 1995 is wrong. Let us see. So 1955. So this is wrong. Practicing triple talaq is prohibited since 2018. Let us see. Practicing triple talaq prohibited in 2017-16. Practice of instant is unconstitutional. Okay. Let us see. Is there any particular act? So Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019. And this is based on the 2017 Supreme Court order. So this is very important. This is recent. The Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019. Okay, it was triple talaq. So what is saying? Practicing triple talaq is prohibited since 2018, but the act is 2019. So IPC 498 deals with cruelty by husband. So that's also IPC 498. We've seen multiple times in news. 498 is basically dowry deaths, etc. Husband or the relative of the husband subject such woman to cruelty shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and also okay, etc. But basically, it is cruelty by husband. So dowry cases 498A we have seen frequently in news. So 498A deals with cruelty by husband and also in relatives, etc., etc. Pedophilia is a tendency to enjoy by sexually torturing another person. This is not right. Pedophilia is actually related to children. Okay, pedophilia is when children are involved. Pedophilia. It is a very serious crime everywhere. Okay. So child sexual abuse is pedophilia. It is very, I mean, very serious. Actually, in some countries, if you even search for it and look at one video or anything, you can go to jail for the rest of your life. It is such a serious. It's a psychiatric disorder, adult or adolescent, etc., etc. So it's a very dangerous thing, pedophilia, and necrophilia is also there. That is, what do you say, having sex with dead bodies, something like that. So all those are very, what do you say, they go into the dangerous area. So pedophilia is the tendency by torturing others. This is wrong actually. Pedophilia means it is child sex abuse. So in this particular case, we have seen all are wrong. Hindu Marriage Act is 1955. This is practicing triple talaq, Muslim women protection of rights of marriage 2019. So only C is the right answer. Don't look at this answer. Only C is the right answer. There is no option also, but fine. We have learned about those things. So which among the following is our example of youth unrest in India? Okay, again, Naxalite movement, anti-foreigners movement in Assam, anti-Mandal Commission agitation. This anti-Mandal Commission at that time when OBC, the reservation for 27% was given for OBCs. At that time, this anti-Mandal Commission has happened because obviously all the general candidates would be like giving almost 50% of the employment opportunities are given away for reservation. So obviously there is going to be a backlash and anti-foreigners movement in Assam. Okay, let us briefly look at that also. Naxalite movement is also usually it happens in Naxalite movement in West Bengal. Those things we have to remember. Okay, Naxalite movement. What is the Naxalite movement? Naxalites are a group of far left radical communists. 1967 of the Communist Party, etc., etc. So fine. So this is what Naxalbari uprising. That is also very important. Naxalbari movement is what I was trying to. Okay. So Naxalbari is a village in Darjeeling district, West Bengal. That Naxalbari movement is also very popular. Naxalbari, it was an armed peasant revolt in 1967. Okay, that is very important. It is frequently asked Naxalbari movement in Darjeeling, Siliguri. Okay, Siliguri division of Darjeeling district, West Bengal. It was an armed peasant revolt in 1967. Fine. So let us see what the question is. So anti-foreigners movement in Assam. Let us see if there is anything like that. Anti-foreigners movement in Assam. Okay. So Assam movement, also known as anti-foreigners agitation movement in 1970-85, was a popular uprising in Assam that demanded the government of India detect, disenfranchise, and deport illegal aliens. So there is such a movement in Assam. So remember that. So B is correct, right? And C is correct because in both the cases, youth are involved. Naxalite is not exactly related to youth per se. It is about those people who have been, who feel they have been tortured by the police or who feel they're a victim of the government, etc. So usually they join the Naxalite movement. So in this case, B and C is the right answer. So it is just like you have to, whatever knowledge you have gathered, try to apply it. So in which year National Young Leaders Program was launched? Which year National Young Leaders Program was launched? So let us quickly look at National Young Leaders. Okay. National Young Leaders Program was launched in 2014. Okay. It's not very important, but just keep in mind in 2014 such a program was launched. 273. So it is almost been 1 hour. So 273 will continue in the next class. So let me stop there.